Disco is where I like to go.
Okay, this is my Montserrat Stratian voices, and our voice today is Earl Sullivan, aka Accident. Welcome to my Montserrat Axie. What go on?
Well, nothing much. It's been nice. It's nice speaking to you on my Montserrat.
Yeah, it's we've been fans of yours for some time. It's nice to have you on.
Yes, it's a pleasure, and to come on to my Montserrat and to let the folks know what we have up our sleeves, so to speak.
Right. Well, listen, tell me, I've been curious. How did you get the Calypso name Accident?
Well, some years ago, when I was looking for a Calypso name after decided to sing Calypso, Lord Blakey came to mind because, when I was going to school, my name was Rupert Blake, Earl Rupert Blake.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, no, someone in Trinidad had that already, Lord Blakey. So I decided not to go with that, and then Accident just pop up, because the reason why is that he used to have a lot of animals, and I used to look for them, and then I used to wear, like shoes on my feet most of the time, and I used to like stomp my toe.
Oh, okay.
And that's an accident, I consider that as an accident. So right away, Lord Accident came to mind. That's how I come by that name.
Right. So you were what you could say accident prone.
Well, if you want to put it that way, because it used to happen, Just like that. One time when I was thinking I was even changing the name from Accident, most of my fans then said at the time, if you even change it from Accident, we already accustomed to call you Axie. So we're still going to argue that. So I just leave it as that.
Right. So it was Lord Accident?
Yes, on stage it was Lord Accident.
Okay.
But most people, they don't say Lord Accident now, they don't say Axie.
Yeah, they shorten it. That's how it works.
Kind of like it, I kind of like it. It gets so unique, it gets so being a part of me now that I just stick with it.
Right. So tell me about the Calypso business early on. Why did you decide to get into Calypso?
Well, when I was going to school also too, I used to like Calypso a lot. I used to listen to like Sparrow, Melody, and I used to hear Kitchener from Trinidad as well, and also Arrow from Montserrat. And I just get to like Calypso, and I used to compose like little skits and so for school, like when we're having school concert.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I actually got into the writing and love of Calypso.
Okay. And what was it like early on when you decided to start competing? What was the atmosphere like?
Well, when I told most of my school friends and other people that I was going to take part in the competition, they did not believe me. Some of them encouraged me.
Mm-hmm.
So I took part in the first time I think was 1976. The first song, I can't remember the first song too that I sang was Rastaman Jam.
Uh-huh.
Was one of my Rastaman Jam, and the other one was Government Is Not the Cause of It.
Right.
I continued from the first time to I made it through to the Calypso finals.
Uh-huh.
The very first year that I decided to take part, I made it through to the Calypso finals.
Right. So how many bands were involved in those days? You had 2 or 3 bands playing for Calypso. Is that on?
I think it was Live Wires was one of the bands, and if I'm not mistaken, I think the other band was DT&D.
Okay.
Around that time, yeah. Not too sure, but I think it was either Live Wires or DT&D. It had two bands that time, yes. Most times they had 2 bands accompanying the Calypsonians, on that one.
Right, right. So you were there for what I consider the glory years, 79, 80, 81.
Yes, 79 was actually one of my better years because a lot of the Calypsonians in that year came very, very good.
Right.
If you remember the song Disco Rock?
Yeah, Disco Rock, yeah.
Disco Rock was 1979. And just before that, 1978, I captured the road march with a song entitled Hallowman. It's something like a slang. We have a guy named Papa Honey that we call Cheeto. And whenever you shout him, he will say like, "Hello, man," So he just that little slang just come and to mind and I put it in a song, and it was well received. And I got road march in 1978.
Right.
Then I came back with Disco Rock in 1979.
Did you make it to the finals in 79?
Yes, I did make it to the finals in 78 and 79. Yeah. Well, to give you some more information, out of the 16 years that I actually take part into the Calypso competition, I made it to the finals 11 times.
Okay, that's good.
Never placed, but that's how it goes at times,
Right. So in terms of this standard of Calypso now, let me ask you a question. How far off are we today from those days, you think, in terms of standard-wise?
Well, the standard, to be quite honest, has been up and down because, as you know, everything evolves.
Right.
And during my time, the standard was very high because when you take into consideration, you have people like Organizer, Reality, you have Radio, you have Falcon, you have a lot of them guys that used to compete shortly, regularly. And the standard was high. As I said in 79, the king could have gone any place because every one of us that made it through the finals that year, he could have gone any place, but it was so high that I think that's how they came up with this thing, Festival Hit Volume 1.
Yeah.
But the songs then were so good, they just didn't want them to go astray or go wasted like, just like that.
Right, right.
Nowadays, you find some of the Calypsonians, they are not very consistent. Some of them are consistent, and again, it depends upon the individual and the writer that they get as well. Because a lot of people these days, they do not write for themselves. They may have some input, but in terms of being a part of the song, they are like too much involved in it.
Right.
There are some good songs out there and some good writers, which I'm very much impressed with. But to tell you that this time around that the standard is higher than years back, I don't think so.
Okay. Alright, fair enough. So listen, we've got the 50th coming up. I heard you and Daddy LG on the radio the other night speculating. Is there a chance you might make a comeback next year?
Possibilities that I just do that because when I look at some of the artists on stage, the type of things that I accustomed to see, I'm just not seeing it. So Herbert was saying to us, we probably have ourselves to blame because if veterans like some of us was in competition, some of them, a lot of them wouldn't have stand a chance to say, even make it out of the band house, which is true. Right. So, and a few of us is thinking seriously about making a comeback next year, in appearance just for the 50. Right. Never know. Yeah, I'm not ruling it out.
Yeah, that'll be very good. That'll be very good. Well, let's talk about one of the reasons why we're here. Euphony Vibes. Tell me about that.
Euphony Vibes started in 2006 to organize the female Calypso show in Montserrat because that was a void in our annual festival. I think the last time before 2006, the last time one was held was in 2002 by Pace Setters, and Calypso Kim won that crown.
Okay.
So I decided, listen, I'm not competing now, so what can I contribute apart from go on the air with Herman during festival time. So I figure this is something that I can actually take on. So I brought the idea to Paul Lewis and Eddie Prince Jubri. And they said that's a very good idea. That's something that you probably can capitalize on. So Euphony vibes have been going since 2006 up to present.
Okay.
Up to present, yeah. In 2009, we did not have a competition due to the volcanic crisis. You know, we had some heavy ash that year. So we did not have a competition here. We had 2006, 2007, 2008, 2010, and now in 2011 we decided to take it a step further by having a regional Calypso competition instead of a local Calypso competition, because we used to have to get Calypsonians from overseas to enhance it like a guest artist.
Right.
We had singing Alfred from Antigua in 2006. Then we had Crazy from Trinidad in 2008, and along with Arrow, and Poser in 2010. That was last year. So we decided to step it up this year by inviting other islands from outside to participate in our annual festival and call it a regional female Calypso competition.
But that's is that a first of its kind in the region? I mean, Leewoods.
Yes.
Leewoods?
So far as I know, I think this would be the first time that a competition of this nature will be held. I know for sure that they had the OECS competition in Dominica some years ago, but that was the not just for, let me see, it was different islands. Yes, it was the OECS island that the Hero won it 1 year.
Right.
And we'll have the Leeward Islands Calypso Monarch competition.
Right.
So I never heard of any island that have a regional female Calypso competition. So that's something again that Euphony Vibes quickly capitalize on and decide to host that show in Montserrat. And we are hoping also to make it an annual event.
Okay. So who are some of the participants? Who are some of the islands that are participating?
We have Anguilla, Antigua, Tortola, Barbuda, St. Lucia, Dominica, St. Kitts, and Montserrat.
Who's representing Montserrat?
Vicky Stormlapper.
Okay. And she, if I remember correctly, is the defending female champion from last year.
Yes, she is the reigning female champion of Montserrat.
Okay. All right.
Also have for next year, hopefully, Grenada, St. Martin said not to leave them out for next year. They would like to take part next year, and we were thinking of inviting probably Trinidad, or one other island, St. Vincent, to make it, to enhance it. So we start a little small this year, as I said, not too big, because it's the first time to make sure that you get it right leading up to the 50. And then depending on how this year goes up, then we can always expand on it year after year.
Right. So tell me a little bit about the show. You're going to have the girls on the different islands competing. Are you going to have some local acts as well?
Yes, we're going to have some local acts at side show. We're going to have Black Jaguar, Silk, and Cupid, and also Beer will be taking part as a guest artist. Okay.
And when is the show slated for?
Hopefully it will be a good show, and the feedback has been positive so far from a lot of people.
Well, it's very interesting. It's something that that hasn't been done down there before. I think people should go and check it out.
Well, I hope so, and I hope that we have some good weather, and they will come out in their numbers and support the show, because this show would depend upon the future of it being held in Montserrat.
Right.
We are hoping that people would definitely come out and support it.
Well, one of the reasons why I like it is it's also helped to inspire some of the young ladies down there who were thinking of singing Calypso.
Yes, very good point too, because I've gotten one or two calls from some of them asked if we have a competition this year for the females, and I told them it's a regional one. And they say, wow, so how are we gonna get to take part? I said, well, Vicky is the winner for this year, obviously last year, so she will be representing Montserrat. But we are planning of having a knockout competition sometime in July when they have the Calabash Festival.
Right.
And the winner of that will represent Montserrat, so they will get a chance as well to take part.
Yeah, we're very interested in that at Paran Songs. I was listening to some of the Calypsos from the junior competition early in the year, and some of those little girls are very impressive. Yeah,
they are very impressive. The other way that we think that we could have done too was the highest place individual from the local Monarch show here in Montserrat. That person would represent. So for instance, you have two of the female that maybe to the finals, the one that placed the highest in the finals would be the one to represent Montserrat. We'll select to represent Montserrat.
Okay.
We do not, go through it actually how we actually planned that we were going to do it for next year.
Right. But I like the idea of the knockout thing, because that way you get the other girls involved.
Yes, and we're also looking at that too as a fundraiser.
Right.
Leading up to the 50. So what we're going to do, we're going to start advertising early. We'll talk to the members of the Calabash committee and see if we get a slot during their week, because I don't think they have anything much in terms of a Calypso competition. In March, we cannot do it in March because you have the St. Patrick's.
Right.
The committee, I think, is Teachers Union, who actually do the Junior Calypso show during the time.
Right.
So we want to capitalize on Calabash week of activity and see if we can get that show in.
Yeah, that would be great. When is your show slated for this year?
It's on Friday the 23rd, 8:30 p.m. at the Festival City.
At Festival City, okay.
Yes.
And so have you received songs from the ladies and stuff already?
Yes, as a matter of fact, they were played on Radio Montserrat Saturday. They get another airplay Saturday. Okay. And I think it was Friday prior to Saturday. They played about 40 to half an hour to 40 minutes of some of them just before they break for their news.
Okay.
So they are getting some airplay. People start getting accustomed because some is saying what song they like.
Right.
And who they come in to see because they never see that person perform, but they love the song.
Okay.
And I am hoping to be on Festival Fever tomorrow night again doing a final pro and giving everyone 1 or 2 tickets for the show as well.
Okay. Can you tell me off the top some of the names of the Calypso names of the girls involved?
Yes, we have Sheshe from Anguilla. From Barbuda, we have Lady Spice. From Antigua, we have Kimi. Okay. From Tartola, we have Sister Joyce. From St. Lucia, we have Minel. From St. Kitts, we have Singing Jackie. Okay. From Dominica, we have Tasha P. And our own Storm from Montserrat. Right. Well, let me ask you something. I know that what the girl from Antigua did. That's not the reigning champion in Antigua, was. No. What happened is that the last time Antigua actually had a female Calypso competition was in 2009. The last 2 years they didn't have any. So when I approached the committee, they told me that, and the winner from that year was Ivina. Then the first runner-up was Princess Talia, and second runner-up Lady Cute. So I told them, well, what we intend to do here, and if they can send a representative. Okay. And they had some problems getting finance together to send the person across. So I approached King Zakari and advised him of what we're doing here. And I know he has 2 daughters that do sing Calypso. If he would like to send one of them across, we have no problem with that because of the problems that Antigua encountering. Right. And he agreed to do so. So that's how Kimi will be coming to represent Antigua. Oh, sounds good, man. Yo, listen, actually, I'm going to wish you all the best with the show. I think it's a great thing, something that could, inspire women across the region to,
to not only get involved, but if they're involved, to stay with it. Give them something to shoot for. So I'm wishing you a lot of success with the show.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, and that is one of what we are hoping for as well, so that we did not want to reach out just to the Montserrat audience, but to women in the region and, get them to expose their talent and ability on stage. So this is one of the ways that Euphony Vibes is reaching out and expanding its program.
Right. So before we go, you could tell us again when the show is coming on, and maybe tell us who's sponsor, some of the sponsors.
The show will be on the 23rd, this Friday night, 23rd December, 8:30 p.m. at Festival City, and we would like to thank sponsors and committed ones who haven't as yet, for the show, but we thank them for their kind, encouraging words and willingness to sponsor this Cool and Smooth. We have the Social Security. We have Caribbean Cable Communications, Alpha Diet and Associates. We have Riot Investment. We have Lenjoy Construction, Parent Sounds, Funky Man, ZJB, MS Austin, Birmingham Association and Friends of the UK, and we also have the Birmingham Friends Association. It's a sort of upouting still of the UK, and Caribbean Union Club. That's Mr. Vino Patel of the Caribbean Union Club, who has decided to give us some free promotion on his website. He told us that the website that they have over 84,000 members. So I think that is very good. So that when people go on, they can see what is happening in Montserrat. If they decide to come Montserrat for a particular time, they will see, well, yes, you can go around this time because you have this type of show that is going on there. So I must thank him very well. I must thank him very much also. The Honorable Colin Riley, Owen Roach, yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
Ashuks, and Ashuks. Sorry, Ashuks as well, we have to thank very much.
Okay.
We like to thank individuals too, like Paul Louis Cupid Francis, Herman Cupid Francis, Demels Riley, all these people who have been behind the scene doing whatever they can to make this show possible.
Right.
And all those who contributed, we like to thank them very much.
Enemies within. Enemies within. Yeah. Yeah. I heard the cries from a distance. Kaiso need my assistance. The album under attack. My enemies up front and in back. So I put on me musical armor. I grab up me lyrical hammer. I rush out to stand guard, to protect and defend Kaiso yard. To the yard I made some promises, to work hard to protect this premises. But the enemies move regularly and position themselves internally. Oh yo, enemies in the shadow, with hatred bitter like aloe, taking him with an arrow at the heart of Kaiso, with lies so easy to swallow, but he's singing sweeter than sparrow. So Kaiso fall victim to these enemies within. Kaiso need assistance. Kaiso join the resistance. Kaiso need rescuing. Kaiso from these enemies within. Kaiso need assistance. Kaiso join the resistance. Kaiso need rescuing. Kaiso from these enemies within. Enemies within. Yeah. With all their sophistication, Kaiso mortal enemies. Oh Lord, enemies in the shadow, with hatred bitter like aloe, taking him with an arrow at the heart of Kaiso, with lies so easy to swallow, but they singing sweeter than sparrow. So Kaiso fall victim to these enemies within. Kaiso need assistance. Kaiso join the resistance. Kaiso need rescuing. Kaiso from these enemies within. Kaiso need assistance. Kaiso join the resistance. Kaiso need rescuing. Kaiso from these enemies within. Yeah, yeah, enemies within. Yeah. Political mercenaries beating the heart with no mercy and get themselves in position on his way to make decisions. Every time that the heart rise, them fellas have been well chastised. Then the threat gets greater. Kaiso surrounded by traitor. All the while we try prevent this hostile environment. From within they do more harm, trying to destroy the alcohol. Hey, them evil destroyer, more treacherous than a bomber. Have the heart like a wanderer, drifting like ship with no rudder, attacking more vicious than lion.